2014 400cc Linhai ATV. It's also 4x4. We're back in the garage today because I mentioned in the earlier video that there was an issue, or two of the bearings were gone in this ATV, and I thought I would share with you how I came to notice that and how I checked what the problem was and which bearings were gone. Plus, I thought I'd also show you how to check the difference between a wheel wobble or handlebar wobble coming from a wheel bearing, or whether it's coming from the actual rim itself. You probably noticed that I've already been working on the vehicle, the ATV here, and taken already apart this front, the right front assembly, taken out the suspension, the brake disc, the wheel rotor, the bearing itself, and in doing so I found that the bearing was completely destroyed, at least on the outer edge, the outer race. You can see the inner race right now, but the outer race was actually, there it is, the outer race was stuck on the wheel hub right up against here. Now that's not an uncommon thing to happen, but it was causing a lot of wheel slop. There's the race right here. You can see that it's quite broken and damaged. Part of that is due to me trying to remove it, because eventually I had to use heat and hammer persuasion. I did get a tool, I'll just show you, a tool to remove it, but it couldn't get in there close enough, unfortunately, to actually grab a hold of it. This is a really unique tool. It's made to clamp down around the lip and the edge there, and then you can extract it. Really good idea if you can get it close enough in there to do that, but it didn't work in this circumstance, unfortunately. So moving on from that, let's get into how I check wheel bearings and whether the rim is straight or not. Okay, so one way that I check to see if a rim is bent or straight is I lift the vehicle up. I've got the front end up on jack stands here, like it was in the previous video, and I free up the wheel from the ground so that it can spin freely by hand. And I've set up for you to see here a pointer right along the edge there. And what you do is you spin the wheel and watch the edge. See how it's moving in and out from the pointer. There, now it's in, now it's out. Now, as I know, I've already checked this bearing, I know that's an indication that the wheel itself, the rim, is bent. So I had to buy a new rim because the bearing is good on that side. And I was lucky enough to find on eBay a brand spanking new one, never used, OEM stock, one of them for sale. Really lucky. I don't know, sometimes you get really good luck on eBay, and there it was, under 100 euros. Excellent buy. So happy about that. So I'm going to put that on there, change that over, and then we'll do that check again and see how straight it is. If it's not, if it still wobbles in and out, then there's probably something to do with the wheel rotor or the wheel hub. Moving on to how I check the wheel bearings now. Okay, so I moved around to the back of the vehicle, and I'm going to just give you a demonstration of how I check the wheel bearings. You can do the same procedure for the front as the rear, but since we have the one side already off, it's better to show you on the side that's on. So you raise the vehicle up again. This is what I do anyway to check bearings. Something my father taught me a long time ago. Learned from other friends of mine who are motorcycle mechanics as well. That you lift her up, and you place your hands on the top and the bottom of the wheel, and you jiggle it this way, side from top to bottom. And here there is not a terrible lot of play. Okay, the ATV is rocking from side to side, but if I'm a little more careful, you can see that there is some slop from top to bottom, and that's an indication that the bearings are starting to go and need to be replaced. In the front wheel, there was a lot more very noticeable slop, and the handlebars as well. When you would drive the vehicle, they would shimmy. You would get this terrible shaking like this while you're driving at speed. So it's a high indication that there's something wrong with either the balance of the wheels, the actual shape of the wheels themselves. There might be a problem with the rubber I'm talking about, or you're talking about bearings or the rim being bent. So finding out that the bearing was, like I said, shot, went out and bought replacement bearings, and now I'm in the process. I've disassembled everything here, taken out the suspension, disconnected the wheel hub, brakes, steering arm, all that, popped my bearing out, and now I'm at a point where I'm going to start putting things back together, put the new bearing in, and hopefully everything is going to work out well. This is a good time when you're doing this that you check of course, the thickness of your brakes. It's good to check your brake pads. They're a bit worn. One there, they could probably be replaced. I should maybe do them at the same time. And another thing that's good to check out is, of course, your bellows here on your CV joints. Make sure they're not cracked and open and letting dirt and stuff in. There's two of them to check there, this one and, of course, the other one that's closer to the drive there. All right. So that's all I have to show you for today, and hopefully next time I'll be able to do a video on how to put the bearing back in and put things back together for you.